lower today. Housing starts shot up nearly 10% in June, but most of that growth was in apartment buildings and multifamily units, not nearly as lucrative as single-family homes. And even Ferrari, the luxury Italian sports car, issuing a recall to fix Kcaa airbags. Tom Busby, CNBC.
Have you had trouble with online dating? This is eHarmony founder Dr. Neil Clark Warren. We've created a new solution, EH Plus. EH Plus combines the personal attention of a matchmaker with eHarmony's extensive pool of great singles. EH Plus gives you hand-selected matches and freedom from being online. Get started today. Call 855-930-LOVE. That's 855-930-LOVE.
Here's all you need to know. There's a new cool way to sell your unwanted stuff online. It's buysellmakeoffer.com. Buysellmakeoffer.com. You're not going to believe it. Join the legions of web sellers and buyers who are turning to buysellmakeoffer.com today. Never pay fees again. For low monthly membership of $7.95, you can sell up to 50 items, and there's a 60-day free trial membership to get you started. You can even produce your own infomercial to sell your products and upload the video for the world to see. Go right now to buysellmakeoffer.com.
And good afternoon, 12:02. I am Di Rice with the very latest in live local news, heard only here in the Inland Empire on Kcaa 1050 AM. Rival gang activity resulted in the death of one gang member in San Bernardino. The gunfire erupted at 9:50 Wednesday night along the 1200 block of North Blackstone Avenue. The target, a man in his 20s, ran away, but a 2015 Dodge Journey went out of control, jumped a curb, and crashed into a tree. In the accident, 22-year-old James Elay of San Bernardino was ejected from the passenger seat and later died at Loma Linda University Medical Center. The suspects, 26-year-old Ronald James Lewis and 26-year-old Kendrick Marcus Jackson, showed up at San Bernardino Community Medical Center, where they were both treated for injuries and arrested on charges including vehicle manslaughter. And Riverside County Sheriff's Department is defending the action of its officers in a fatal shooting caught on video early Thursday. The assault suspect had a history of mental illness and had been acting erratically when deputies confronted him on Paris Boulevard in Moreno Valley. Officers pleaded with the man to drop a knife and a hand tool as he advanced them. The officers attempted to use a taser, according to a news release released, but it had no effect and the man was shot dead. Earlier, a deputy was assaulted in the bedroom of a nearby home where a parent had called to report that the family member had been attacked, or a family member rather had been attacked. The officer's injuries were not life-threatening. Officers involved in the shooting are on administrative leave. The man's name was not immediately released. And the historic Rim of the World Highway is celebrating its 100th birthday with cruising the Rim of the World. The fun begins at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning at Bayless Park with a rededication ceremony of the restored monument. In 1915, the road was dedicated by Dr. John Bayless. The Rim of the World Drive was 101 miles long and began in downtown San Bernardino and came up along the former Arrowhead Reservoir Company Road through Waterman Canyon and continued through Big Bear. From Big Bear, it came down the steep Clark's Grade, which was washed out almost immediately, joining the route of the current Highway 38 into Mentone and Redlands, and then returning to downtown San Bernardino. The route has been realigned several times and modernized during the past 100 years and even paved in the 1930s. Rim of the World was the triumph of both engineering and road building improvements, and it signified the opening of the mountain to motorized transportation. Inland Empire weather, sunny and nice today, highs near 95, a little bit hot, but be prepared for some mugginess over the weekend with high clouds, possibility of showers at about 30%, highs into the mid-90s, overnight lows tonight 62. Currently it's 92 here in San Bernardino. Checking out your drive in Chino, there is road construction on the 60 freeway. That is the westbound side right at Central Avenue. So that is going to be blocked. The right lane closed for Caltrans work until 3 o'clock this afternoon. And other than that, you got a little bit of slow and go on the 91 freeway between La Sierra and Magnolia. Westbound side, slow from La Sierra to Lincoln. And then through Corona, stop and go on the 15 northbound between El Cerrito Road and Ontario Avenue. That is the very latest with news, weather, and traffic on the station that leaves no listener behind. KCAA 1050 AM.
From the latest movies and TV shows to comedy and music, we cover it all on The Beat Pod Show with me, Brad Dalius, each and every week.
Sunday at 11 a.m. and Mondays at 3 p.m.
Here on CNBC, KCAA, 1050 a.m.
Today we're calling to let you know we are debt-free.
You have done really, really, really good. And you're not going to quit now.
It's been a huge witness for us to be able to share that.
It was time to get serious.
Intentionality, people. Celebrate the success.
Thank you so much.
This is your show, America.
If I knew at 22 what I know now, our life would be better off.
It's the show that's changing the world. Now you don't just listen to the show, you live it. Live from the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, it's the Dave Ramsey Show, where debt is dumb, cash is king, and the paid-off home mortgage has taken the place of the BMW as the status symbol of choice. I'm Dave Ramsey, your host. You jump in. We'll talk about your life and your money. It's a free call at 888-825-5225. That's 888-825-5225. Monica starts off this hour in Greenville, South Carolina. Hi, Monica. How are you?
Hi, Dave. Thanks for taking my call.
Sure. What's up?
Well, this is a summed up situation. My husband is the breadwinner, and he brings home $1,800 to $2,000 a month. I stay home, homeschool our children. One of our children is disabled with Duchenne's muscular dystrophy disease. My husband's in the process of going back to law enforcement, and our plan is to move back home near family so that we can get help with our son. He would be leaving for 3 months to go back to the police academy. We have our emergency fund and trying to work the debt snowball, but all we can do is stay on top of the bills. We don't have enough money coming in.
Okay. While he's in police academy?
Sir?
While he's in the police academy.
Yeah,
you're going to tread water for 3 months to get ahead later.
Well, no, actually, we're treading water now. And then when he leaves, it's probably going to hit a little bit worse. He's going to get paid while he's there, but I'm going to be home with a disabled son. And I don't know what I'm going to do with that.
You're already home with a disabled son.
Well, I will be home alone. I won't have him. My husband, now he works third shift just so he can be home during the day to help me with them.
So physically moving him around is the strain?
Yes, he's 14 years old now. He's as tall as Mama.
And so he's wheelchair bound, or?
Yes, he is.
Okay.
So we have to turn him through the night. I can't lift him anymore. I've popped a couple of ribs out of place by moving him, and I've hurt him. So I can't do that anymore. But what I'm trying to do
do you own the home that you live in?
Well, yeah, we owe $117,000 on it, and we actually have considered selling the house to pull out equity to just pay a couple of debts.
Aren't you moving anyway?
That is, he has to pass every single step with the police department. If he fails one area, then he's out. So he's confident that he'll make it all the way through. He's been with this department before. But
and this is the department that's, quote, back home near relatives.
Yes, it is.
Okay. Sell your house and move now, and get your get your relatives support.
Okay.
Because it's the way you make it through the 3 months of him being in the academy, and it's what you're going to do anyway.
Yeah, that's what we want to do. We just didn't. See, the job is contingent, and just like today, I
understand, but if he doesn't pass, what's he going to do? Come back there? You probably need to move that direction anyway, don't you?
Yeah, but if he doesn't make it through, then he'll be unemployed at that point.
He'll be unemployed if you live there. He's quitting his job.
He hasn't quit yet.
But when he goes to the police academy, he's going to quit.
Yes.
They're not giving him 3 months off to see if he can quit.
he has another step that he's going through right now. He's going through the criminal background, and then there's 3 other steps before he can even get to the police academy.
Okay. Well, once he's ready to go is when you have to worry about him not being there. Okay. Until then, you don't have to worry about him not being there, right?
Yes and no. We're at the point we can't pay our mortgage. Okay. We're paying it. We paid June and July. And so I've been trying to find something that I can do at home. So
tell me again what's wrong with you selling your house. I hear like 9 reasons to sell your house and none to keep it.
I don't have a problem with selling it. It's just.
And moving back home.
What do we do right now?
Because he's not got much of a job now. And if he doesn't make police academy, let's look for not much of a job at home.
Okay.
Where relatives are.
Okay.
I mean, put the house on the market, and, you know, that way you can go ahead and move, and he can, while he's trying to work his way into the police academy and finish the background checks and all that kind of stuff, he also can be looking for another job in that area to fall back on if the police academy thing blows up.
Okay. Is there anything that I can do to help pull some income in the house that you know of that I can do at home to just kind of help us hurry this process along?
Well, anything you can do to generate income would be awesome. It occurs to me that you kind of have a full-time job.
I do, but we're just so desperate to get out of this debt.
I don't blame you there. I mean, how much freedom do you have to do something?
I don't have much.
Have you ever worked out? How long has it been since you worked outside the home?
It's been 12 years.
Okay, what did you used to do?
I was an office manager for a nonprofit back home.
Okay. Have you got any kind of training or degrees in any specialized areas?
I have a bachelor's degree in business administration.
Awesome. Okay. Well, I mean, if there's some basic office work or database entry or stuff you could do for some small businesses from your house in the area. But here's the thing. You got to go out and hustle that business up. And that's a tough gig with what you're facing there. But I mean, it sounds like you could scare together an hour or 2 a day to do something in between, but you'd have to come up with that something to do. And it's really got to be a self-employed type thing where you're, you know, like if you know how to do basic bookkeeping, you could keep somebody's books for them,
right.
You know, during the little bit of downtime that you've got a day.
Okay.
But you got to go scare up that business. And so maybe while he's at home, your husband being, you go out and print you some business cards and go offer some basic office support for medium to small businesses, and just go call on them and go, hey, I'll be your remote secretary. I'll do some of your remote books. I'll do some remote data entry. I'll take care of some of your your electronic things you want to do that you can send me by computer, and I can do it and send it back. And and I only charge $15 an hour or whatever. Just make up something. But anything like that you can get, you can control the time that way, and you can control the prices because you've got a very limited amount of hours in the day with the other challenges you've got. I love your spirit though, that you're wanting to add something to the house.
Yeah,
I really admire that.
I just hate seeing my husband. He wants to take care of his family, but, I'm encouraging him every day. We're going to get through this. We're going to get through it together.
Yeah.
But
and if a mortgage is behind and you're making a move anyway and you need this family support with the 14-year-old and everything else in the other area, back home, let's go ahead and start making plans to move. And you do your business idea at the new location, the new city, and he looks for a job that's a fallback job if he doesn't get on with the force. Okay?
Okay.
And you keep pedaling like this. You keep aiming at this kind of thing. You're going to win. You're getting through this. I can see it, but it's just going to be a while. And you're making all the right decisions. You're not stuck. Both of you are go-getters, and that's going to get you in the right direction. So hold on. I'm going to send you a copy of that book, The Go-Getter. I think it'll be a little bit of an inspiration for you. Hope you enjoy it. Kelly will give it to you as our gift. This is The Dave Ramsey Show.
Miss one of your favorite shows? Don't worry, we've got your radio DVR right here on KCAAradio.com. Log on and listen to any show you want, anytime you want, on KCAA 1050 AM.
This is KCAA.
For over 50 years, the Junior University Musical Theater has been a part of the fabric of San Bernardino, and this summer's feature production is The Jungle Book. Take the whole family to the Roosevelt Bowl in Paris Hill for a great musical under the stars. Get your tickets now at junioruniversity.org for The Jungle Book, now through August 1st. And be listening to KCAA 1050 AM for your chance to win tickets to see this family-friendly musical. When you hear the jungle drums, be the fifth caller at 888-KCAA.
What's buzzing in the news? Amazon's Prime Day sale left many people wanting more. Caitlyn Jenner gives a heartfelt speech at the ESPYs, and 50 Cent may be down to his last 50 cents. Here's KCAA's Successful Brem with what's trending this week.
Leading with over 1 million searches, Amazon's Prime Day had Twitter in a frenzy. The cyber sale was supposed to be bigger than Black Friday, according to Amazon. However, social media users have mixed reviews. Many people stated although some of the deals were great, they couldn't say the same for the items, like the shoehorn, for instance. Also trending with over 1 million searches, the ESPYs honored Caitlyn Jenner with the Arthur Ashe Courage Award. Caitlyn used her speech to ask the world to give transgender youth room to be themselves. Past recipients of the award include Muhammad Ali, Nelson Mandela, and the NFL League's first openly gay player, Michael Sam, just to name a few. And Twitter exploded once the news hit that rapper 50 Cent filed Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Many jokes and puns are floating around social media saying, well, at least 50 Cent has his baseball career to fall back on. Also, if 50 Cent had a nickel for every time he heard a 50 Cent joke, maybe his financial problems could be solved. This had over 500,000 searches. I'm Successful Brem with what's trending this week on KCAA 1050 AM, the station that leaves no listener behind.
Here's your Money Minute with Market Wrap host Mo Ansari.
If you follow the markets, you've probably been getting seasick lately. But what if I told you that market volatility can be a good thing? If you're a bargain hunter, this is your coupon. So keep your shopping list handy. If you're a long-term investor with plenty of time before retirement, the money going into your 401k each month will buy more shares when the markets are down. And if you have a good financial plan, you can relax while others worry, because that plan will carry you beyond today's headlines. Of course, you should always consider professional guidance before making any financial decisions. That's your Money Minute. I'm Mo Ansari.
For more tips on investing during market volatility and other investment topics, listen to Market Wrap weekdays at 5 p.m. on this station. For a free consultation with Mo Ansari, call 800-388-9700. That's 800-388-9700.
Compact Asset Management is a registered investment advisor. Funds custodian, Fidelity Institutional Wealth Services, member FINRA SIPC.
Hi, it's Brad Dalius, host of the Beat Pod Show. Join me each week for the latest news and entertainment, including new movies, TV shows, music, comedy, and more. You'll also hear inside stories from the stars themselves, providing you access to the world of Hollywood. So join me, Brad Dalius, every week for the Beat Pod Show, here on CNBC, KCAA, 1050 AM.
Sunday at 11 a.m. and Mondays at 3 p.m.
Here on this station that leaves no listener behind.
You change your mind like a girl changes clothes.
Thanks for joining us, America. We're glad you're with us. Julie's with us in Raleigh, North Carolina. Hi, Julie. How are you?
Hey, I'm well, Dave. I hope you are.
I am better than I deserve. What's up?
I've got a question for you. We have a rental property that my husband bought in 2004, right when he graduated from college. He didn't have a down payment for the house, and so now we have an 80-20 mortgage on it. According to the endorsed local provider, the house is worth a little bit less than what we owe on it. So my question is, the mortgage that we have for the 20%, we're paying about 7.75% on. There's a balance of about $11,500. We have about $28,000 in a money market account, and so I was wondering if it would be a good idea for us, or good use of our money, to pay off that second mortgage.
What's your household income?
Right now, it's just myself, so it's a little over $60,000.
Why is it just yourself? Tell me about that.
We are getting ready to cash flow. My husband's going back to physician assistant school.
Wow. Okay. And how are you paying for that? You're going to cash flow it?
We're going to cash flow it.
So this $11,000 might be handy. So let me ask you this: the house has the rental property in question has a first mortgage of how much?
It's $52,000.
And the second mortgage is $11,000.
Mm-hmm.
So that's $63,000. And the house is worth?
According to the comps, about $59,000.
What if you sold it and wrote a check for whatever you had to write the check for? It might not be the whole $11,000.
Well, we have it listed right now, and that's what we've thought about doing. We thought about maybe paying off the second mortgage and then continuing it as a rental.
No, I would get rid of it.
Okay.
If you're going to, I don't want him going into physician assistant school. You don't need that thing sitting empty and can't get a renter for 3 months.
Okay.
You don't need any more drain on your situation. That thing represents risk, not blessing.
Yes.
Because it's so leveraged. And so, hopefully, what have you got listed for, $59,900?
Yep, $59,900. That's exactly what we have listed for.
Yeah, and so, you get an offer, and you're probably going to write the whole $11,000 check to get out of it. By the time you pay expenses and stuff.
Yeah, okay.
That's what it amounts to. But I would wait to write that until it sells. Let's sell it and write the check for whatever we have to write it to, and then it's worth it. If I was just trying to keep it, I would rather have the $11,000 in my bank to make sure that we can cover for the risk of the rental going empty, and or make sure we got the money to get him on through school.
Okay, that's a good perspective.
Cash flowed. But if it's gone and I got rid of the risk, it's probably worth being a little bit short of cash to get rid of the risk.
Okay, sounds good.
Thanks for the call.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Open phones at 888-825-5225. Robert's in Omaha, Nebraska. Hey, Robert, how are you?
Hi, Dave. How are you today?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
Quick question. I started listening to you here a couple months ago, and we've basically been on our own budget and been looking at trying to get things paid off. And we have, besides the house, we have a car, one of two. And what I'm thinking I need to do to get this thing rolling, I've already started on step 2, but with the car, we owe like $26,000 on the car, and from what I've seen online through Kelley Blue Book and whatever, it might be worth $16,000.
How'd you get so far upside down in it? Took negative equity from the last deal into it?
Yeah, I've been a faithful new car buyer, keeping the factory going for many years. But
single-handedly propping up the economy.
Yeah, there you go. Where we're headed, I actually.
So your household income is what?
Well, it last year it was like 44.
Okay.
And that was...
so you think the private sale, you selling the car, all you can get for it 16?
Well...
Or you think that's wholesale?
Yeah, that's basically Kelley Blue Book. We have a car...
Kelley Blue Book private sale, Kelley Blue Book wholesale, or Kelley Blue Book retail?
That's Kelley Blue Book trade-in.
Okay, so you probably put it on Craigslist for $19 then.
Well, I thought about that, yeah, but worst scenario, I looked at. But either way, whether it's a $10,000 hit or a $7,000 hit, I've got to come up with that difference.
Yeah. Who's got the loan on the car?
A bank.
Local bank?
No, in Kansas City.
So you have a higher interest rate?
No, it's really low, but it was a matter of, as I said before, just proceeding along and deciding I wanted to get a nicer car and a nicer car.
Well, I think it is preferable to be rid of this car. I agree with you on that decision. The trick is how to do it without doing it in such a way that makes the whole situation worse. So, you've got to find that $7,000, $8,000, and that's either a little personal line of credit at your local credit union or bank that you just go down there and borrow a little money to cover this when the car sells. But we don't need to give the car away. You don't need to sell it for $14,000.
No, I understand.
We're not in that desperate a situation. It's just it's kind of like running a race with ankle weights on. It'd be good to take them off, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the trick is to solve the $7,000 problem. Have you got anything else you can sell?
Not really. I have another a little car that is a second car that we would use.
Yeah.
We got to have transportation.
But I mean, you got anything you can throw into a garage sale? I mean, how can you scrape up the $7,000? Any ideas?
Nothing rocket scientist-wise, you know.
All right.
It's just, I was thinking, see, of this car.
You working 40 hours?
Well, I wasn't, and I'm going, actually, I retired when I was 62, and I've worked part-time now for a few years. I'm 65 now, and I start next week. I'm going back to full-time.
And is that $44,000 based on that?
No, that $44,000 is based upon the Social Security we're getting and the part-time job.
Okay, so the good news is the $7,000 may have just been solved if you continue to live like you've been living and take your raise by going full-time and save up your $7,000 that way, right?
Yeah, I could do that. I just thought about taking because the car payment on our budget is like a $500 car payment.
Yeah, it's a ridiculous situation. I think I'm going to put $7,000 in this equation pretty quick in order to get free of the $500 hit a month. And then when you get the mess cleaned up, save up and buy you a little car for cash, right?
Yeah, well, like I said, I really, I've got the second car that I...
Yeah, but I mean, if you want a second one, it's okay. Get you to replace this one at some point. Yeah. But we've got to pay cash for it because you've got enough on your plate, without a doubt. So, thanks for the call. Open phones at 888-825-5225. You jump in. We'll talk about your life and your money. Johnny follows me on Twitter. You can, at Dave Ramsey. It's about 650,000 of you or so doing that. By the way, Facebook.com/Dave Ramsey. You can hang out there, too. It's about 3 million of you doing that. The truth be told, the stuff that's posted on Facebook is something I said on Twitter or something some of my team posted there. If you follow me at Dave Ramsey on Twitter and you don't like what is said, that was me. Because I pretty much stir up trouble on Twitter just about every day. I also put scriptures out there because I'm sweet. But I'm like one of those sweet tarts. You just don't know which side you're going to get. So, but anyway, you can hang out with us there. Johnny says, what happens to the money in an educational savings account, an ESA, if the child doesn't go to college? It gets heavily penalized, and you get taxed on it. It'll be taxed at your tax rate when you pull it out, and it's plus a 20% penalty. So they hit you a little bit harder on that one. It can be transferred to a sibling, and they can use it if you want to do that. And so we pretty much have told everybody at our house if we're doing something like that, they're going to college. So we kind of brainwash the kids. Going to college. This is your college fund. This is your college fund. This is your college fund, which presupposes we're going to college. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.
This is KCAA.
Be the fifth caller at 888-KCAA for the Jungle Book now through August 1st.
California headline news. Crime victims here are getting greater protections. Governor Brown signing a bill yesterday ensuring all victims of crimes committed by minors are eligible for compensation.
Unfortunately, we have more and more minors committing crimes, so we have to make sure that they're held accountable for their actions.
Senator Connie Leyva says her bill includes spouses, family members, and housemates. It was one of 18 signed yesterday by the governor. Los Angeles City Attorney Mike Fewer talking about a recent uptick in crime in his city, noting it has to be considered in context following historic low crime rates. Fewer says the number of aggravated assaults and shootings are up, while in some areas homicides are down, but more must be done.
I took a number of steps on the criminal justice side of our office to take members of our staff from our downtown office, embed them in neighborhoods to focus on improving safety.
A man arrested for jumping a fence at San Diego's Lindbergh Field Airport. Geico weather warm today, no rain. John Gilliland, California News.
If you can't recall your own cell phone number, but know the braking distance of a half-ton pickup traveling downhill at 57 miles per hour, then CarQuest Auto Parts is for you. That's because CarQuest Auto Parts is for those who really know and care about their car. Right now, get a half-inch drive click-style torque wrench, a $34.99 value for just $10 with the purchase of CarQuest Platinum brake pads and 2 rotors. CarQuest is serious auto parts.
See participating stores for details. Saturday, July 18th, Premier Boxing Champions is back on CBS at 4 Eastern with an all-action doubleheader. Undefeated Irish superstar Carl Frampton makes his U.S. debut against Alejandro Gonzalez Jr. Plus heavyweight knockout artist Chris Arreola returns to the ring. Frampton versus Gonzalez Jr. plus Chris Arreola, Saturday, July 18th at 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific, live on CBS. And then don't miss Chavez Jr. versus Reyes, live on Showtime at 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific.
Be the 5th caller at 888-KCAA for the Jungle Book now through August 1st. It's time for the KCAA Community Calendar, brought to you exclusively by Learn for Life, a growing network of public charter schools. The clear mission of Learn for Life is to motivate and mentor students who have dropped out of school and provide them with the personalized education and technical training necessary to advance their lives.
Here's a look at the KCAA Community Calendar. I'm Di Rice. The City of Fontana Police Department and the Fontana Community Services Department invite you to join them in the Law Enforcement Torch Run final leg for the Special Olympics ceremony in Fontana. It all begins Sunday, June 19th from 9 till 10 in the morning at Lewis Library Steelworkers Auditorium, which is located at 8437 Sierra Avenue. Speaking at the ceremony will be Officer Jeremy Elliott from Nevada and Special Olympic athlete and final leg runner Cody Pierce from Kansas. Please join the City of Fontana in welcoming the law enforcement officers who serve as the guardians of the Flame of Hope and the Special Olympic athletes as they participate in the Law Enforcement Torch Run final leg this Sunday, July 19th from 9 till 10 a.m. at the Lewis Library Steelworkers Auditorium. For more information, call 909-349-6936. That's 909-349-6936, or easier yet, go to fontana.org. Find out about the Law Enforcement Torch Run final leg for the Special Olympics ceremony in Fontana. That's this Sunday, July 19th, and that's a look at the community calendar on KCAA 1050 AM.
The KCAA Community Calendar is presented exclusively by Learn for Life, a growing network of public charter schools where students can complete their education on a part-time basis. To find a resource center nearest you, call 1-877-360-LEARN or visit Learn for Life online at learn4life.org.
Friday night, July 24th at Wien's Family Cellars Winery in Temecula. A concert under the stars featuring Berlin. Berlin with lead singer Terry Nunn and their huge hits, Sex and Riding on the Metro. Opening the show, Temecula's very own, the 49teens. The entire show is hosted by me, the Poor Man. Berlin, the 49teens, and dinner, Friday night, July 24th at Wien's Family Cellars Winery in Temecula. Get your tickets now. Go to goldencrownproductions.com. Call 951-658-2411 for more information. Concert in support of Hospice of the Valley. So we'll see you Friday night, July 24th, Wien's Family Cellars Winery in Temecula. Berlin, 49teens, hosted by me, the Poor Man. See you there.
Be the 5th caller at 888-KCAA for the Jungle Book now through August 1st.
If you like jazz, you'll enjoy getting together with me, Tommy Hawkins, a jazz hawk. Tune into my show, Just Jazz, Saturday nights, 10 to midnight on KCAA 1050 AM.
Change your mind like a girl changes clothes. Yeah, you PMS like a bitch. I would know. And you
Thank you for joining us, America. We're glad you're here. Joanne's in Lubbock, Texas. Hi, Joanne. How are you?
I'm great, Dave. Thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
I have a question about my retirement. My husband and I are planning on retiring in the next year or so, and I work for a county hospital, and I'm in a retirement system as opposed to 401k or something like that. He asked if I could take that out in a lump sum and move it over to his 401k or to our 401k. And we're meeting with our ELP on Monday, so I wanted to get all my ducks in a row before we go.
Mm-hmm.
So I checked with the HR today, and what I'm learning is that, well, I'm required to put in 7%, but the employer matches at 150% of that. So it's a very, very good retirement system. However, I can't take it out.
Mm-hmm. There's no lump sum distribution.
Yeah, if I take it out, I get nothing from them. I only get what I put into it.
You're not vested. Okay.
No. I will be vested.
No, you're not vested. If you can't take out the portion that they put in, that's not vested.
Okay, well, that's what they told me, and I will be vested when I retire next year.
When you retire, you should be able to take a lump sum if you're vested.
Okay, so they're telling me I can't.
Okay, then you're not vested. Okay. So it's a pension system is what it amounts to, and they're making you take it at their speed, right?
Well, I can either take a monthly payment for the rest of my life, and that goes away the day I die, whether it's the day after I retire or 30 years from now, or I can do what they call a 15-year guaranteed, which means if I die before 15 years up, then my husband will get the rest of that up to 15 years.
Take the numbers from both of those offers to the ELP to crunch, and they'll help you choose between those two.
Okay.
That has nothing to do with anything except how much you're going to receive and what the best is. If you're in good health, my guess is you'll come out ahead taking the one through for your whole life.
Okay.
Because you'll likely live longer than 15 years, and the way they run the math. Anytime someone gives you a guarantee on something, it usually costs you something.
Okay.
And so normally, but without having seen the numbers and crunched them, that's the thing. So, how old will you be when you retire?
60.
Okay. And you're in good health, I assume?
As far as I know.
Okay. All right. Well, that's the gamble with all this, is none of us know, but we think we know. But, the truth is the average lady in America, the average death age of a lady is 78.
Okay.
Men 76.
Okay.
And that includes infant mortality, and teenage death and that kind of stuff. So usually once you make it to 60, statistically, you're probably 80, 90, somewhere in there is statistics. Now, but everybody, statistics are made up of people that do both, leave early and leave later, right?
Right.
So we don't know, but that's just the kind of thing you sit and crunch and think about when you're making these decisions. But your ELP can crunch those numbers out, and if one of them is dramatically bad, they can tell you.
Okay.
My guess is you'll probably go with the one that's for the length of your life.
Okay.
I think you'll end up getting more out of this program than that. Let me just for our listeners, okay? Because sometimes people want to do something for the benefits where they're offering you 150% match on the 7% that they required you to put in, but then you don't have access to it. It's not. It takes a lot of the sweetness of that away.
Right.
And so, I mean, let's give a bizarre example. You die at age 61.
Right.
How much of that match did you get? None. Okay? You didn't even get your money back.
Right.
At that stage. So that makes it this is not a particularly sweet deal. But it is the deal you got, so we got to work with it, okay?
Right.
Thanks for the call.
Thank you.
Open phones at 888-825-5225. This is one of the reasons people and companies have moved so dramatically to the 401k versus the pension. The pension dies with you. The 401k survives you. It's your money. The money is in your name. The pension is in the name of the company, in this case a hospital. But the beauty of the 401k is that it survives you. It's an asset of yours. If the company goes broke, you don't lose it. When you die, it's moved to your heirs. The money doesn't go away. It's your money. The downside is you actually have to put something in there for there to be something in there. And with a traditional pension plan, not hers, but a traditional one, the company is just funding it. Jason's with us in Athens, Alabama. Hi, Jason. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good, Dave. How about yourself?
Better than I deserve. What's up in your world?
Well, I've got a complicated scenario that I think you might be just the man to answer for me. About 2 years ago, I started to work for a company that promised a company vehicle, and it was to be used for business and personal use, and the only expense that I had was the taxes that the IRS would deem necessary after my mileage.
Mm-hmm.
So after several months of that, the company came out and said, hey, sorry, but there will be no more personal vehicles. The good news is we're going to give you $1,000 a month to go out and buy your own.
That's not
Here's
good
the
news.
rules. So I went out and bought a vehicle. Some number of months later, they came back and said, hey, that new program where you're buying your own vehicle, yeah, that goes away and you're getting company vehicles again. So now I'm stuck with a vehicle in my name that I'm terribly upside down in, and I'd really like to get rid of it. I'd like to hear what your thoughts were.
Yeah. So your company gave you a pretty big pay cut, didn't they?
That they did.
Yeah. So what is the truck worth today?
According to the Blue Book, it's worth about $38,000.
And that's what type of Blue Book? Wholesale? Trade-in?
Resale.
That's trade-in?
No, that's if I were to sell it.
Private sale. Okay.
Yes.
$38K. And what do you owe on truck?
I owe about $45,000.
Okay. Well, you got a $7,000 pay cut. How you going to cover it? You got
I have some.
You have some money?
Some money on hand.
Good.
I do.
Okay. You're going to write a check to sell the truck?
The caveat is, when I work, I make about $4,000. When I don't work, I make about $840 a week. And I work in the oil fields, and we're not getting a lot of work right now, so I'm a little afraid to turn loose of that money.
How much money have you got?
I got about $12,000.
Okay. And we need 7 of it. But your truck payment's what? $900?
It's $550.
$550. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So that's going to burn through $7,000 pretty quick, isn't it?
Yeah, it would.
So
I see where you're going.
I'm done with this truck. And next time they drop a carrot out there in front of you, here's the plan. Okay. I don't know that they will, but here's another way to skin the cat if this scenario ever comes up again, or for any of our listeners if it comes up. Just because they're offering you a car allowance doesn't mean you take out a car payment. You go pay cash for the car, and you keep the car allowance every month. That means you likely buy a lesser car. But you went and bought a truck there's no possible way you could afford.
Yeah.
And that was proven when they jerked the rug out from under you. Man, what a crummy way to treat people.
Well, as much as I kind of want to blame the company, but I have to also look at the times, and oil's not the profitable monster that it was 10 months ago.
Well, I don't disagree with that, but you need to keep that in mind before you set your employees up to lose money like this. That's the leadership's job.
I agree. It was pretty dirty.
yeah, it's pretty. It's a $7,000 hit. So it's that's what it cost you, and that's the problem when everybody says, because here's what your mind did, and here's what everybody's mind does. I got a $1,000 car allowance. I mean, gosh, $550. I can make that easy out of that, and then boom, of course, the whole deal's upside down. Sometimes it happens where folks aren't working there anymore. Sometimes it happens other ways, but at least you've still got the job, which I think is a good thing. So, yeah, I'm selling the truck and writing the check to be rid of it as soon as I can possibly stomach it. Sooner the better. This is going down every day, too, by the way, in value. $38,000 truck. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.
InfoTrack is the weekly show with information you should know. Hi, everybody. This is Chris Whitting, inviting you to join me each week for InfoTrack.
Saturdays at 6 a.m.
Right here on CNBC KCAA 1050 AM, the station that leaves no listener behind.
This is KCAA.
Friday night, July 24th at Wien's Family Cellars Winery in Temecula. A concert under the stars featuring Berlin with lead singer Terry Nunn and their huge hits, Sex and Riding on the Metro. Opening the show, Temecula's very own, the 4019s. The The entire show is hosted by me, the poor man. Berlin, the 4019s, and dinner, Friday night, July 24th at Wien's Family Cellars Winery in Temecula. Get your tickets now. Go to goldencrownproductions.com. Call 951-658-2411 for more information. Concert in support of Hospice of the Valley. So we'll see you Friday night, July 24th, Wien's Family Cellars Winery in Temecula. Berlin, 4019s, hosted by me, the poor man. See you there.
Wet n Wild Palm Springs is the one where you get big water park fun barefooting. In the sun barefooting. Flow rider barefooting. Wet n Wild barefooting. Bring your friends and stay all day. Wet n Wild is your place to play barefooting.
Yeah, you gotta get barefooting this summer at Wet n Wild. Dive into all the thrills, all the action, all the fun. Take on awesome slides and rides. There's big fun for kids and much more. This summer, we have extended hours, dive-in movies every Friday, and everyone gets free tubes. Plus, save $7 on admission when you buy online or grab discount coupons at area Jack in the Box restaurants. For your best summer ever, it's Wet n Wild.
Slipping, sliding, barefooting. Getting soaked, barefooting. Wet n Wild, barefooting.
Wet n Wild.
Barefooting. Wet n Wild, barefooting.
Wet n Wild. Park open daily.
Who needs friends or Facebook when you have KCAA's Rant Line? You can get it all out at 909-353-1050 with no interruptions. Do you want to tell us how much you're learning from Dave Ramsey?
Keep your expenses down when you're a student.
Maybe you stink. You can't take a shower at your place and you really need to.
Working down there at the largest online retailer in the United States, and they had him loading them trucks. I sure need a shower.
Perhaps you're having money issues.
Motel 6, the Jacker rates up. It used to be like $42. Now they're up to $59. Got about $4,000 in the bank, but working part-time, I don't want to whittle into that. Might need a letter.
Whatever you need to get off your chest, we are here for you. Give us a call on the Rant Line at 909-353-1050 and rant. We'll listen, we won't interrupt, and we may even play your rant on this station that leaves no listener behind. KCAA 1050 AM.
Change your mind like a girl changes clothes. Yeah, you be a mess like a bitch. I would know, and you overthink.
Psst. Hey, you. Yeah, you. Do you know where you are? Well, you've done it now. You're listening to KCAA Loma Linda, your CNBC news station. So expect the unexpected.
Thanks for joining us, America. We're glad you are here in the lobby of Ramsey Solutions. Rick and Brenda are with us. Hey, guys, how are you?
Hey, Dave, how you doing?
We're good. We're great.
Welcome. Where you guys live?
Sandwich, Massachusetts, south of Boston.
Oh, okay. Wow. Bit of a trip to Nashville.
It's well worth it. Awesome.
Well, welcome. Good to have you. So you're going to do your debt-free scream today. How much have you paid off?
$78,000.
I love it. And how long did that take you to pay off?
About 5.5 years.
Wow. Okay. And making what kind of money during that time?
During that time frame, it was up and down. My wife and I... During that time frame, I went through 5 joint replacements and disability.
Whoa.
Laid off once. My wife's been laid off twice during that time frame. She's a nurse practitioner, so our income went up and down. God's been with us the whole way. It's been phenomenal. So we averaged between $160,000 down to this past year, we're only $75,000.
Okay.
But during that time frame, this past March, praise God, we've been able to pay it all off. We're debt free.
And you've been cash flowing medical too, like crazy.
That's right.
There's been a bit of a drain on this income.
Oh yeah.
You had to with that story. So what kind of debt was the $78,000?
Cars.
5 credit cards, medical bills, and. Trying to think.
3 student loans.
3 student loans for 2 of our kids and 1 to finish off my schooling. So.
Wow. 5.5 years ago, what happened that made you decide you wanted to get out of debt?
We were 49, and I was looking at 50, and I freaked out. I said, we need a plan. And a friend of ours told us about Financial Peace University, and I listened to the audio tapes, and I said, we need to do this. So we worked it for a year, and we've co-coordinated 6 classes.
Wow.
And
Yep.
each time we've done a class, it just has inspired us to keep going. And this March, we're debt-free, and it's awesome.
That's amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you.
What was the last thing you paid off?
The cars.
The cars. Yeah, we just paid off the cars. Yeah.
That's fun. Being rid of those. They drive better without a car payment dragging behind them.
They sure do.
Yeah, very cool. Very cool. Congratulations, you guys. I'm very
Thank you.
proud of you. So you're coordinating all these classes while you've lived this really tough 5.5 years. And in the midst of that, still managed to get the debt all paid off.
Yes.
When people ask you, what are the keys to getting out of debt, what do you tell them?
Live by God's principles.
And live below your means, and just stick with it. It's totally worth it.
Okay. By God's principles, what do you mean, Rick?
By being faithful to Him, His Word, and also in our giving, and realizing it's not our money. He's given it to us in order to help with the families around our community and our church. And we're very dedicated to our church and to living God's way.
Cool. Very cool.
Amen.
So getting out of debt, getting on a budget was part of that, obviously.
Huge.
Yeah.
We had no control over our money.
Yeah.
Well, once we learned the principles and took control of our money and told it where to go instead of letting it go, taking a real hard look at ourselves and our lifestyles, what we were doing. You know, when we were up there at the money, we're looking at the end of the year. Brent said, you know, you look at where's the money go? And we don't know. And that's the problem. You need to know where your money's going.
Yeah, or it leaves. Yeah, that's what happens. So how long have you two been married?
35 years this past May.
Have you ever been debt-free while you were married until now?
No.
No. No one ever taught us how to keep a budget, and we've been able to pass it on to our kids. And our daughter and her husband are debt-free, and they just bought their first home and expecting a granddaughter next month. So we're excited.
There we go.
Yeah, number 3.
There you go. That's perfect. Well, we've got number 3 coming in about a week, so that's perfect.
Congratulations. Awesome.
Awesome. Well, congratulations, you two.
Thank you.
How does it feel after all these years
Awesome.
to be in control and to be out of debt?
Liberating and just...
Very peaceful.
Yeah, very peaceful.
Financial peace, 2 words that don't go together,
That's
like
right.
airline service.
That's right.
Yeah. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. Way to go.
you.
Rick and Brenda, Boston, Massachusetts, $78,000 paid off. Oh, and we did like a bunch of surgeries in the middle of this. 5.5 years, 160 down to 75. Count it down. Let's hear a debt-free scream.
3, 2, 1.
We're out of debt! Free!
I love it. Way to go, you two. Very, very, very well done. You know, he said God's principles of handling money. The Bible has a lot to say about money, if you didn't know. And Christian or otherwise, I mean, the Bible still has a lot to say about money. And like 2,500 plus scriptures dealing with money and possessions. And so we have launched a new Christian radio program with one of our Ramsey personalities named Chris Brown. The show is called Chris Brown's True Stewardship. It's a 30-minute daily Christian program on Christian stations. We launched it on 20 stations. We're getting ready to have our 50th program coming up here in a couple of weeks. Already done 50 of them, which means I guess at that point it will be 10 weeks on the air. So 5 of them a day, 5 of them a week, right? Chris is a former pastor, and he really knows what the Bible and it says about money and other stuff as well. So people call in and ask questions like they do here, but he's nicer. So you can hear him on Christian radio. To find the station near you, go to stewardship.com. And, of course, the show is podcast every day as well. So I get the podcast. That's how I listen to it. And it's one of the top iTunes podcasts out there in the spiritual and religion section. And so you can get it if it's not in your area or not available at a time that you can listen to it in your area. You can find all of this at stewardship.com. Of course, you can just type in search on your iTunes if you want the podcast at Chris Brown's True Stewardship. That's how I find stuff. But you can click through from our website if you want to as well. Christy's with us in San Antonio, Texas. Hi, Christy. How are you?
Hi, Dave. It's so good to be talking to you.
You too. What's up in your world?
So I have a quick question. My fiance has a really good paying job right now, but he's not a big fan of it. And going anywhere else or getting a different job, he won't make nearly that money. So we're just kind of wondering, he doesn't mind working it for the short term for us to, get things paid off and, get on our feet and everything. But we're wondering if maybe there's a certain goal we need to meet for him to be able to seek another job, or what exactly we should do for that.
What does he make?
Last year, well, he's based on commission, so it varies, but last year he made about $175.
Okay. And is he in sales?
No. It's an oil field service company.
It's a what?
An oil field service company.
Oh, okay. All right.
And he's a manager there.
Okay. And so what's the commission based on? Just the profits of the company?
Yes, on his shop, that whatever they produce.
I got you. Okay. And how long has he been doing this?
He's been there for about 3 years.
What does he not like about it?
It's just super stressful. He just doesn't see it as a long-term job that he wants to do.
What's stressful about it?
Just the people that he has to deal with, their customers, and the fact that sometimes where we're at, their corporate office is further up, so it's just the communication and the backing he has behind him sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Because you want to identify, everything has stress. Stress is not necessarily due to pressure or performance. Stress is due to, like you said, stuff like no backing and things like that. And if you're outside your gift area and those kinds of things. I work like a crazy person. I have a lot of pressure, but I don't have a lot of stress. I would wonder if there's a few things he can adjust here to continue to make that kind of money. So what is his degree field in?
He does not have a degree.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, he probably is going to drop. I would love to see you guys get out of debt and have your emergency fund in place before you drop your income.
Okay.
Because you ought to be able to do that very quickly with this income.
Right.
And that would give you a good stability to do. And then the other thing is I would look at what it is he's doing that is bringing so much value to them that they're willing to pay that, and see if there's something else he can apply that to make the money in the marketplace somewhere. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.
Hey everybody, this is Polka Tom inviting you to join me for Inland Empire Polkas every Saturday from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. right here on KCAA Radio, 1050 a.m. on your dial and online at www.kcaaradio.com. I'll play all the best in polka music for you, so join me every Saturday, 6 a.m. to 8 a.m.
It gets real, it's live, it's really live, local and in motion. Every day on KCAA, the Inland Empire's only live local motion talk. KCAA 1050 AM and KCAAradio.com.
Hey everybody, it's Dr. Ruth. Just want you to know, you can now see pictures, listen to audios, and see videos of KCAA 1050 AM on Instagram.
This is KCAA Loma Linda, the station that leaves no listener behind. CNBC News is next, a courtesy of buysellmakeoffer.com.
I'm Chris Maurer, CNBC Business Radio. Stocks are mixed. The Dow's down 55 points. The Nasdaq higher by 35. The Nasdaq led by skyrocketing shares of Google after the internet giant turned in solid earnings results. Google